This is why I have such a problem with our Prime Minister. Going off to Brazil is one thing, but you've got a grooming gangs inquiry that you patently are not into. You're having people arrested for non-crime hate.
Sarah Pochin's bold message to Keir Starmer in Parliament. You're not going to believe what just happened in Parliament. While everyone was focused on party polls and budget debates, something completely unexpected unfolded, and it sent shockwaves through Westminster. Sarah Pochin, the MP known for her calm and calculated approach, just delivered a blistering message straight to Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and the fallout was instant. The room went silent for a moment, then erupted into chaos. Members were shouting, others were standing up mid-speech, and even the Speaker struggled to restore order. This wasn't just another political spat, it was a rare, raw moment of truth being spoken right to power. The session had started like any other routine questions, rehearsed answers, and the usual back and forth between the opposition and the government front bench. But when Sarah Pochin took the floor, everything changed. Her tone was firm. Her words were sharp. And her message, well, that's what has everyone talking right now. Prime Minister, she began, you keep telling us this government stands for accountability and transparency. But the people outside these walls, the ones struggling to pay rent, waiting months for NHS appointments, worried about crime on their streets, they're not seeing it. They're seeing silence, excuses, and promises that feel emptier every week. Gasps rippled through the chamber. This wasn't scripted. It wasn't safe. It was real, and in British politics, real moments are rare. She didn't stop there. If leadership means dodging responsibility, she continued, then we're not leading, we're hiding. And I didn't come to Parliament to hide from the truth. By then, murmurs were spreading across the benches. You could see MPs exchanging glances, aides shuffling papers nervously, and Starmer himself leaning forward, jaw tight, eyes fixed. The tension was palpable. Some MPs tried to interject. Others clapped quietly under their breath. The Speaker's gavel came down more than once. But Sarah held her ground. The public doesn't want polished speeches anymore, she added. They want honesty. They want action. They want a Prime Minister who listens, not one who lectures. And that's when the chamber erupted. The moment clips of her speech hit social media, everything exploded online. One user posted, "Finally, someone in Parliament actually saying what we're all thinking." Another wrote, "Sarah Pochin just said out loud what every MP's been too scared to admit, the system's not working." Within hours, #SarahPochin and #ParliamentChaos were trending across X and YouTube. Commentators from every political side weighed in. One reporter tweeted, "That might be one of the most direct and emotional addresses we've seen in Parliament this year." Meanwhile, political analyst Ben Woodrow noted on Talk TV, "This wasn't just about policy, it was about emotion." Pochin connected with the public in a way Westminster rarely does. Now, here's what's fascinating. Sarah Pochin isn't known for dramatic outbursts. She's a measured speaker, often focused on community issues and local development. So for her to take this kind of stand, it signals something bigger. Insiders say frustration has been building quietly among a handful of MPs, not just about policies, but about the direction of leadership itself. One Labour backbencher reportedly told a journalist off-record, "There's a growing sense that the Prime Minister isn't listening." And Pochin just said what half the benches have been whispering for months. That kind of comment doesn't come lightly. Because in politics, when the whispers start to go public, it's usually a sign of deep cracks forming behind the scenes. Starmer's office quickly released a statement after the session. It read, "The Prime Minister values all perspectives and remains committed to delivering on the priorities of the British people." Polite, predictable, political. But it didn't stop the story from spreading, because the real takeaway wasn't just what Sarah said, it was the reaction. For the first time in a while, people outside of Parliament felt heard. And that's why her words hit so hard. Public opinion is already shifting. Talk shows are calling it the speech of the year. Some are comparing it to moments that defined past parliaments, those rare instances where someone breaks through the script and speaks from the gut. A caller on LBC summed it up perfectly. "You can disagree with Sarah Pochin politically, but you can't ignore her courage." That's what leadership looks like. Meanwhile, supporters outside Parliament gathered, holding signs that read, "We agree with Sarah." It wasn't a protest, it was a statement of solidarity. And as one headline in the Telegraph put it bluntly, Pochin lights a fire in Parliament and Starmer feels the heat. Now the question is, what happens next? Will the Prime Minister address her remarks directly? Or will this be one of those moments Westminster quietly tries to move past? Because make no mistake, the public's watching. This isn't just a viral clip anymore. It's a test of leadership, honesty, and connection. Sarah Pochin's words have tapped into something raw, a hunger for authenticity that politics has been missing for far too long. And whether Starmer responds or not, the echo of that speech isn't fading anytime soon. One commentator on Channel 4 put it best. Sarah didn't just speak for herself, she spoke for millions. And that's what made Parliament shake. In a world of spin, it's rare to see truth cut through the noise. But this week, it did. And now, the country waits. Because if one bold voice can turn a quiet chamber into total chaos, imagine what could happen if more MPs started speaking like that.